Hey guys, it's Melissa here from melissaoatman.com. Welcome to Awaken Your Inner Awesomeness, a daily podcast devoted to spirituality and self-help. If you're new, I want to welcome you. If you're returning, welcome back. So today I wanted to talk to you about the importance of taking care of yourself and of putting yourself first. This is a topic, I've covered it before, but the universe has been giving me so many messages lately about how we're doing too many things and we're not taking time out to take care of ourselves. Before I really get started with this topic, I have a huge favor to ask you, my listeners. As you know, my book came out last year, Beautifully Broken, and I still need reviews for the book because the way Amazon works is everything is centered on reviews. And so if you have ordered my book and if you've read it and it's helped you or you enjoyed it, I would so appreciate it if you could go to Amazon or Barnes & Noble or Goodreads, wherever you purchase the book. And if you purchased it from me, from my website, just go to Amazon. If you could leave me a review, I would be so super appreciative of you. And also, if you leave a review, please screenshot it and send it to me because I would like to send you some love back. I will either pull a card for you or do something just to show my appreciation for you taking the time, because I know that you do have to stop what you're doing and take time out to do this review, and I really, really appreciate it. But it is my mission to get my word out, and unfortunately, the way that all kinds of selling marketplaces work is through reviews, which is understandable. You don't want to buy something that you don't think is good. So if you read it, you enjoyed it, please go leave me a review and then let me know that you went and left me a review so that I can show you some love right back. Thank you guys so much for doing that. And if you also want to leave a review for this podcast or for any service you've ever had with me, that would be amazing too. You can do that on my website. And you can do that on my Facebook page and on my YouTube channel, anywhere you want to go and leave me a review. And of course, if you do, please let me know that you did so that I can send you some love right back because I really, really appreciate it. Word of mouth is the best form of flattery because I build my business one customer at a time, one client at a time. And my goal is to really help so many people. And when you refer me or you leave positive reviews, that is just the best way for me to help people, and I love it, and I want to thank you so much because I have so many awesome listeners and people who do that anyway. But I just want to shout out to all of you and say thank you for doing that. I love hearing from you, and I so appreciate each and every one of you. All right, so back to the topic at hand. I wanted to talk about self-care today and how important it is because I think that what happens is we get so busy in life taking care of everyone else, and then we forget about ourselves. And so even though sometimes people might say, well, you talked about that topic. Well, here's why I repeat the topic sometimes. Because number one, I get a message from the universe saying people need to hear this again. Because if you're like me, I learn something and then I go about my day and then I forget all about it. Like, what it makes me think of is when I go to these awesome professional developments for German, I go there and I learn all of these awesome tools. And then I come back to teaching and I start doing the same thing over and over again and realizing I have not used any of these tools that I learned because I forgot about them. So the universe is saying, you may have heard about this, you may know these tools. Here's your reminder that you need to start taking time out of your day to be intentional, to really use them so that you are setting yourself up to have an amazing day. And I'm going to tell you a little story about me to help you understand why it's so important. So if you've been listening to me for a while, you know that it's been a pretty rough year. And I know everyone's had a rough year. We're going through a pandemic and it's worldwide. And not only that, but there are a lot of other things going on, like sometimes people are struggling economically because they've had to either start working a different job or maybe they've lost their job. There's so many things. And people are experiencing personal tragedies because they know people who've been sick or they've lost loved ones. So much going on right now. And on top of all of that, we have a huge energetic shift happening because people are up-leveling spiritually. So you may feel like maybe the energy's been really tense and heavy for you. You may be going through a lot of lessons right now. I know I still am. I'll be honest, I'm going through a lot of lessons right now. And that often tends to lead us feeling drained, overwhelmed, stressed out, and possibly overly emotional. You may feel like your mood is all over the place sometimes, and that's totally understandable. You're not going crazy. Did you hear what I said? This is your reassurance. You are not going crazy. This is all happening for a reason. We are all learning and growing. But with that, we also need to learn to take care of ourselves. And I still am a person who forgets to do that sometimes. And yesterday, I had a day where I got up and everything that could start going wrong did. We've all had those days, and I've talked about that before. I woke up and immediately I was like, I don't want to get out of bed. I'm not feeling it today. I'm really tired, but okay, I have to do it. Get up out of bed. And then I had my outfit planned for the night before. I could not find this blazer that I was going to wear. I mean, it just disappeared. I don't know where it went. It was there the other day. I went to get it. It was not there. I could not find it. I wasted like 5 to 10 minutes of my time trying to find it. So then I was running late for work. And then I was running late. I get there and it's just, everything just started sort of, the dominoes thing. So I said, oh, okay, I got to stop this. So I stopped and I took a deep breath and I was like, okay, I don't know what's going on, but I've got to turn this around. And I started doing some affirmations, and during my prep, I listened to some uplifting music and tried to shift everything. And then I get a text from my mom that says, hey, it's a really nice day out. It was in the upper 60s. It's beautiful out. I really feel like going to sit outside somewhere. Can we go outside and go get something to eat after school? And I had like a huge calendar. I had like 2 podcast interviews I had to do. And I get this message and I'm just thinking, okay, my mom never really feels like going to do anything. I have this schedule. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to cancel my afternoon. I'm going to reschedule these things because never is there a time where my mom's just like feeling so good that she wants to go and do something. And I'm feeling like just crappy today and I need something to uplift me. And it would be way more fun to go and visit with my mom and my brother and enjoy the sunshine, which I desperately need, and have conversation with them rather than, not that I want to blow off my podcast guests. I don't want you to think that because I just rescheduled it for the next day. But I'd rather do that and actually do something productive with my day that makes me feel better than to have a day where I just keep dreading everything that's coming because, I've got this full day. And sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes you just have to take the day. So I decided to do that. So I contacted the people that I was supposed to have a podcast interview with, and I said, hey, can we reschedule? So we did. And then I also said, okay, you're working out this evening because your body is so tired, but you need something to elevate your mood, and working out does that for you. And I've been working out, but I put it off the last couple of days. It was like, you need to do this. So I ditched what I was supposed to do, and I went and had dinner with my mom. And normally, we might just go one place for dinner, but my mom's like, hey, let's go somewhere else now and just continue to sit outside and just continue to chat. So we did that. And we had a wonderful conversation. We had a really fun time visiting. And we were out for probably almost 4 hours, which was amazing for her. She normally doesn't have the energy. And then I went home and I made myself work out. And by the time I went to bed, I was so tired, but also in a good way. And I fell right to sleep. And then I got up today and I felt so much better than I had felt. And I realized that part of the whole problem was the universe was trying to get my attention to say, hey, take care of yourself. And I hadn't been doing that, which it's easy to fall into that trap because you get so busy. And I've been so busy trying to do all of these new things that I think are so exciting, and they are, but I also need to balance that. And life is all about balancing, and we've got to be better at learning how to balance everything. And so this brings me to the next thing that I did. I also decided that for spring break, because we have the Thursday, Friday, and Monday, I thought, I keep pulling this card saying, you need to go to the ocean, you need to go to the ocean. So I thought, yeah, I do. So I decided that I was going to take my daughter. I was going to take my son too, but he refuses to go anywhere without also taking his girlfriend. So he said that he didn't really want to go on the trips. But I asked my daughter, I'm like, do you want to go to the beach? I need to go to the beach. She said, yes, of course. So we booked a trip. We're going. It's like a girls' trip. We're going to hang out at the beach and relax. We're going to just do some fun stuff. And I'm going to completely unwind and not think about one thing, not school, not my business, nothing. Don't worry, I have everything pre-planned. It'll all be okay. There will still be podcasts. But I'm going to take care of myself because I need it. And I know that there are some of you out there who are probably feeling like you're just beyond the breaking point and you're beyond going. And I get it. I have been there, close to being there now. And it doesn't have anything to do with you guys, with the podcast or anything like that. It's just teaching has been so stressful. And my teachers out there listening to me, I give a huge shout out to you because I know exactly what you're going through. It's been a tough year. 1 minute you're told you have to teach this way, and then the next minute it's like, no, teach this way. And it just keeps going back and forth. And you get yelled at by parents because nobody knows what they're doing, but we're trying our best, and it's still not good enough. And then you get told, yay, you're doing a great job, here's a cookie. And that's not good enough. And it's just all of these things. And I think that it just highlighted to me that I need to take care of myself, because this is a job where they could say to me tomorrow, like, we don't need you anymore, goodbye. Or if I said, hey, I'm moving on, they'd say, okay, goodbye, and replace me, and not really give a second thought about it. Not that they're just a horrible, cruel place. That's just how it is in general. Most of the time, you are killing yourself for a job that if you left tomorrow, they'd just replace you and it would really be no big deal. Not that you don't matter, but what I'm trying to tell you is don't focus so much on the things in your life that are unimportant, like a job, because I know you have to make money, but you also have to be happy. So if you're killing yourself working in a job that would replace you tomorrow, you're putting your focus and your emphasis on the wrong thing. And you may be saying, okay, that's great, but what do I do if I find myself in that situation? And sometimes it's about just taking your me time. If you get vacation time, this is the thought process that I had, for example. We're actually leaving on Wednesday, and we have school that day, but we're leaving in the afternoon. And I just needed to leave like an hour or so early just to get to the airport on time. So I was going to just take a half day, but stay and just leave that hour, stay so there wasn't a sub needed, and just stay and leave that hour during my prep, which is the last hour of the day, leave then to get to the airport. And then I was thinking about it. And I thought to myself, why? You have to take the time anyway. Like, they won't let you just take an hour early. You have to take a half day. And that half day starts at 11, which would leave me with 2 more classes to teach. And the practical side is like, oh, I don't want them to have to get a sub. And I thought, you know what? No. Just take that. Allow them to get you a sub. That person might need the job anyway. And then they're making money. And you're giving up your time for what? For people who wouldn't do the same for you. And I'm not trying to be harsh. It's just, they have to follow rules that if you are going to take this time, you have to just take a half day. So why would I give up my free time and work for free when I have to take this time anyway? But that's the kind of mindset that I had because I just wanted to be like the best employee. And I think that many of us out there do that. And we need to stop doing that because we end up working for free, killing ourselves, and we're not really appreciated. So it's time for you to start looking at your life and sit down and prioritize you. Have you ever done that before? Have you ever sat down and put yourself first? I really haven't done it myself until recently when I just started to. But you sit down and you go, okay, where am I putting myself last? Oh yeah, here I'm putting myself last. Like for me, I never took a sick day. If I was sick, I'd just make myself go into work. And I don't always tell myself it's too hard to get a sub and to make sub plans. That's a lie. It's harder, but it's not impossible. So I would just make myself go to work sick just to avoid getting a sub and doing the plans and feeling like I was being some kind of martyr. What I was being was cruel to myself because my body was telling me, take a break. And your body will tell you that, take a break. But you need to listen. So take that sick day, take that time off. At the end of your life, you're not going to look back and go, man, I'm so glad I saved up 80 sick days. You're not going to say that. So make sure that you're taking the time and don't feel guilty about it. That's another thing. I would always feel guilty like, oh, I shouldn't take this day. No, this year has taught me one thing. I'm taking my time and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. I'm leaving, I'm going to go take a break and I'm not going to feel guilty about it. And we have to get to a place where we understand that our health, our emotional well-being is far more important than anything else because you can't live your life and be happy and joyful and abundant, which is what we are supposed to be. You can't be those things if you're burnout, overwhelmed, resentful. You can't. So it's time for you to start putting yourself first. What are some things that you've always wanted to do, but you keep saying no later because you don't want to be selfish or you don't want to feel like it's bad for you to want to have everything you've ever wanted? I do that sometimes. And I've started learning to say yes to myself and no to the guilt or the shame or anything else that comes along with it because I know that I am worthy of living a life that makes me happy. So saying no to things that aren't making me happy is something that I'm learning to do. It takes practice, but you get better the more you do it. And if you're one of those people who is just always doing for others and not doing for yourself, it's really time for you to start changing that. What are some ways every day that you can do something for yourself? Think about what you enjoy and what makes you happy. Start doing more of that. Maybe it's going out to your favorite restaurant. Maybe it's time for yourself to binge watch your favorite show on Netflix. I've watched all of Bridgerton now, and I'm waiting for the next season to come out. I have binge watched The Real World from MTV because we just got a new TV channel that has all of those old shows. It's shows that I can watch that I don't really have to think too much, and it just is enjoyable for me. But what's enjoyable for you? Maybe reading a great self-help book. I really enjoyed reading You Are a Badass. I read that book and I laughed so hard. And honestly, it was one of the inspirations for me to write my book because I thought, this book is fantastic. So maybe it's binge reading some amazing books that help you. And they don't even have to be self-help books. If you just want to read trashy romance novels because they make you feel better, do it. What is going to help you feel better and live your absolute best life? And if you're one of those people who doesn't really have a routine that they do every day to help you improve your life, why not think about joining one of my courses? There's so many to choose from, and they help you by teaching you how to do the things every day that will set you up to have a great day. In my new course, the 10-day self-love, it's the intensive self-love course, I teach you how to start your day so that you set yourself up to have a good day. And then when you start to have a bad day like the one I had yesterday, you learn how to turn it around. Those are some important skills. And that course is only $20. That is so affordable. And I wanted to make it that way because I've been in a place where I've had to choose before. Can I buy myself this? Can I afford it? And what I just started really realizing was, how can I not afford to be happy? How can I not afford to live a life that makes me actually look forward to getting up in the morning? Because it's miserable to live the other way around. And I would never want to go back to that place again. And we all need help. We all need a reminder sometimes of the tools that we need to use in order to put ourselves first, in order to live a life that truly makes us happy. So if you're not currently doing that, you need to start figuring out how you can do that. Working with a coach is a great way too. And now I even have my new monthly membership program, which is awesome because it is a group program and you work with me in a group setting. So it's the next best thing to working privately with me. And each month there's a new master class. This month it was working on our finances and our money stories. And next month it's going to be working on self-love. And then in the group setting, we meet through Zoom. You get to ask questions and we work on you individually. This past month, I had one member that I worked with and we found her exact story that she was telling herself that makes her so fear money and success. And we did a tapping until that fear was completely gone. And then we're also doing this upcoming Saturday, a group card reading. So again, we'll meet through Zoom and each person has the opportunity to give me a topic that they need some clarity on. And it might be about money, but we'll dive into it to see what kind of messages the universe has for them. And in the meantime, throughout the week in our private Facebook group, I've been giving them different tools to use to help them blast through these limiting beliefs that when it comes to money. And we're going to have a new topic each month because I really want you to have the tools you need to wake up each day and say, I love my life. I can't wait to start my day. I can't wait to see what amazing and beautiful things the universe has in store for me today. So if that sounds like something that would help you and that you want, go to my website, melissaoatman.com, and look up my Awaken Your Magic monthly membership. It's under the offerings page. You have to click on the plus sign, and then it shows up Awaken Your Magic, and you can enroll, and you can cancel anytime. So there's no commitment or anything. It's month to month. So if you want to sign up and you love it, just keep paying the monthly fee. And if you say, oh, this isn't for me, then you can cancel. So there's really no risk. Whatever you do, please, please put yourself first. Take care of yourself. Do things that nurture you. You are the best investment that you will ever make, and you cannot do for others if you have nothing left to give. So nurture yourself, whether it is your spiritual, emotional, physical being. Take care of you. You deserve it. You don't have to have anyone else's permission to put yourself first. That's the way it should be, is that you should be first. But we've got it all backwards. We put everyone else ahead of ourselves. It's time for you to start taking care of you. Start nurturing yourself and doing little things every day to make you happy. Because it's your birthright to be happy. All right, guys. Well, I wanted to pull a card for you today. And the card I pulled is from the Teachings of Abraham deck. And the card is, as I breathe deeply, I feel myself thrive. Thriving is as natural as breathing itself. By relaxing often and breathing deeply, your natural thriving is enhanced. So you see, guys, if you want to manifest amazing and beautiful blessings into your life, you have to be relaxed. You have to not be stressed out. In order to thrive, we need to allow. And when we're not allowing, we get stressed because we're trying to control everything. So it's about letting go and relaxing. That is the key. So in as much as you can, find time to relax each and every day and take care of you. All right, I also pulled a card to you for today from the Heart Thoughts deck that is by Louise Hay, and it's sort of like a little bit of daily inspiration for you. The card I pulled is I treat myself with unconditional love. I am a precious being loved by the universe. As I increase the love I have for myself, so too does the universe. So you see, when you work on self-love and you work on self-care, the universe responds in kind, and you will see more beautiful blessings flowing into your life. But I hope that you are seeing so many amazing and beautiful blessings in your life today, and know that you are an absolute blessing to me. And I want to thank you so much for listening and supporting this podcast. As always, if you like it, please subscribe. Please leave a positive review from wherever you're listening, and share it with those you think might enjoy this podcast as well. If you want to work with me, you can go to my website, melissaoatman.com. I do private one-on-one coaching. I offer classes, online courses, and I also offer Reiki and readings and past life regressions. And included in my sessions now, if you want to work privately with coaching, I'm also doing hypnotherapy. So I can help with weight loss, with getting rid of fears and phobias, and also getting rid of trauma. So if you want to work with me, just reach out. You can reach out to me through Messenger, through email. My website is the best way to reach out to me, and you can even book a free discovery call if you want to work with me, but you want to see if we're a good fit, or if you want to know which session would be best for you. Reach out. I love talking to people. I do not mind talking to you and discussing what would be best for you. Also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I go live Mondays at 6:30 Central on Facebook, where I do a free card reading. If you show up for the live, I will pull a card especially for you. I hope that you have a beautiful day from wherever you're listening. And as always, I am sending you so much love and light, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.